grown a team to help with building websites, marketing campaigns, giving her more time to focus on her coaching and training other people, which is her core strength. In her spare time, as if she's got any spare time, she's a Muay Thai fighter. And she's got a big fight coming up in Cairns in 2.5 weeks' time. So don't cross this lady because she knows her stuff. So we should give a please warm welcome to the front of the room, Hannah Darby. Thank you. She's strong, really strong.
All right, guys. So while I talk about this stuff today, I want it to be a little bit interactive. So feel free to ask me questions as I go along, because it can be a little bit information overload, this sort of stuff. But first I want to ask you a few questions actually. Who's ever felt frustrated with Facebook advertising before? Yeah, me too. Who's had success with it? What made it successful?
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure, because when I go in and do my ads, I'm going in blind. Essentially, I just try and make them as interesting as possible, and they just seem to be probably the most successful out of all my ads.
And some work, some don't, or they all kind of get you some results?
Yeah, well,
up and down. Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah.
Honing into my avatar, I suppose.
Yes.
And exactly what they were, where they're thinking, what they're doing. And Facebook, I find, gives some really good ways to really dive deep into who that person is, target them.
Yeah.
And knowing what their problem was and actually aiming towards that problem.
Perfect.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That was what I found helpful.
And anybody else? Yeah.
The marketing that I've done on Facebook is that I can go into Facebook and find out the demographics of my ads and who's actually clicking on them.
Yes.
And then I can retarget those ads to the proper audience that's actually looking at them.
Awesome. Retargeting is the best thing that Facebook ever created. Anybody else? All right, who's done live videos before? Cool. Who's ever done a live video and felt like nobody's watching? I've been there too. So before I go into that stuff, I want to tell you a little bit of a story. About 2 or 3 years ago, when Facebook live videos first came out, videos were said to be the new big thing. If you weren't doing it, your business was going to fail. It was all video, video, video. And then Facebook introduced this live video thing. And the reports and the statistics were saying you need to be doing them to get these good results. And as a marketing consultant, I needed to test that on my own business first if I was going to give that advice to my clients to say, hey, you need to do this. And I was a little bit scared about this whole thing. I remember very specifically the day I went to do my first live video, and I wrote down everything I wanted to say on A4 pieces of paper stuck together with sticky tape. And I got my intern to hold it up, and I'm freaking out, going, I don't want to do this. And she's going, go, and I'm like, all right. And I read it out word for word, and it was terrible. The lighting was bad, the quality was bad, it sounded scripted, but I did it, and I nearly threw up, but I did it. And I did it again the next day, and the day after that, and the day after that, and I started doing them as often as I possibly could. They weren't always about marketing. Sometimes they were about energy management or playing, and I would do random things like get into a tree and do a live video from there. My most successful live video to date was me getting into an ice bath for 3 minutes. People like weird stuff. But something really amazing happened to my business over the next 6 months. So before that time, I used to run Facebook ads, and I would get me some results, and I would get some bookings. And then I started to use the live videos as my brand awareness marketing first. So I grabbed all those live videos, and I targeted them towards who I thought was my target audience. And then I started doing my targeted ads to buy my stuff after that. That was the second part of the advertising process. And then those ads started booking me out. At the time, I was traveling between Adelaide, Sunshine Coast, and Rockhampton. Spent a week in each place like a mad person. And because of all these live videos, I'm going to Rocky, I'll get the live videos, I'll target them first, and then I'll do some free consultations the week after, and they would all get booked out. Everywhere I went, I was booked out week in, week out. And I put it down to these things. The first one is reach. So I'm reaching a much bigger audience. the Facebook Live video algorithm sends that video to 10 times more people than a regular video does. So has anyone watched a live video before?
Yeah.
Who gets the you get the notifications in your Facebook saying, hey, Savage Marketing's just gone live.
Yeah.
Yeah? So by doing that, you're getting the people to see it straight away, like, hey, we're doing a video right now. You get far, far, far more reach. And even when you use it as an ad, if I get the same video and use it as a brand awareness ad, and then I get a live video and use it as a brand awareness ad, but somewhere secretly in the algorithm, the live video ad reaches tens of thousands of people and has a few thousand views rather than a couple of hundred that you get from a normal image or a normal video. So the reach is massive. The second one is engagement. So you know you can watch a live video and you can talk to people. So your audience can now interact with you and you're a human being that they can know, like and trust and build a relationship with during those live video times rather than just some random video of the face of a company. The third one is people got to know, like and trust me. So if you just have these random images or random information about your products and services, like that's great. There's so many other businesses out there that are doing that. But by becoming a human being in these live videos and interacting with people, people got to know who I was, and the people that resonated with me and that was going to work working with my business, they knew who I was, they liked me, they trusted me. So when it came time for me to go book in a free consultation, buy my stuff, they already had that. It was already there. I didn't have to go and waste hours and hours and weeks on end trying to build relationships with people one at a time, face to face. It takes forever. And then the knowledge and expertise. People could really see what my knowledge was and what my expertise was, rather than me just pretending or saying on a website or saying in a brochure, hey, I know this stuff. They got to experience it firsthand. And so one of the things that you want to do in these live videos is give some free stuff away. Share your content, give some help, become useful in that moment so they want more of that value. The more you can give, and people are like, oh, I need more of that, give me more. And then I guess the last one was my call to action ads really started to work because of all of those things. And in that 6 months, I went from making maybe a couple of grand a month to pulling off $20,000 a month all the time. And that was the one thing that I changed. So everyone who works for themselves or mostly works for themselves? Who's your boss?
Myself.
You're all wrong. It's Mark Zuckerberg. Right? He says jump, you say how high. He says live videos, you say how many. Right? So what I want you to do for a moment is you've got some pieces of paper in front of you, and I want you to have a chat between yourselves and have a think about 5 things that you are passionate about or that you're an expert at. And write down those 5 things. Now they don't have to be specific to your business, so you do want some of them specific to your business, like I might talk about Facebook ads or Google ads, but it can also be stuff that you are passionate about that's sort of along the lines of you want people to know who you are on a personal level as well. So it might be time management, it might be mindfulness, it might be anything else that's, it shows who you are. Getting into an ice bath is one of the crazy things that I do for my training. So it got to show people the type of person that I was. And lots of different things like that can be something that you're passionate about and that you're an expert at as well. It doesn't have to be specific to business. It might be your dog. That's always a hilarious one to do. Has everyone got down 5?
Yes.
Would anyone like to share? Lorraine?
Okay. Vision boards, obviously, manifesting your dream life for visual content. Network marketing, been a network marketing professional for 13 years. Wealth coach, love empowering and helping other people with all my knowledge of running businesses over the years. Health and fitness, and obviously big one, travel.
Awesome. Anyone else? Yeah.
I'll give it a go. So for me, the first one is achieving outstanding results for clients. That
Yes.
makes sense.
Yep.
Number 2, I'm passionate about sales, selling sales.
Yes. Perfect.
Number 3 is I do a lot of community volunteer work.
Yep.
So giving back to the community, very important.
Awesome.
Health and fitness, like Lorraine,
Yes.
pretty important. And I'm a gardener.
Perfect. What do you grow?
Flowers, I love flowers. You see my front yard is just a
Maybe you
mess.
can come and help me with mine. Anybody else?
Yeah, I had human behaviour, like why we do what we do, behavioural strategies, all that sort of stuff. Absolutely love that.
Yes.
And mindfulness is another thing, obviously the intuitive art, and I also do vision boards.
Yeah.
And just looking at the patterns of life, patterns of behaviour, patterns in nature, and just,
Yeah.
get off the patterns.
Yeah. Perfect.
And running, doing my park run every month.
Awesome. So you can do one while you're running.
Every week.
right?
Yeah. I have done a lot of Facebook Lives just before I do a park run.
I reckon while you're running is the next one.
Yeah, I might do that, but
Yeah.
it's a bit hard.
But it's funny.
We'll figure it out.
And yeah.
Helping people with knowledge of the situation, real estate naturally,
Yes.
and care of the older generation,
Yep.
education,
Yes.
and family.
Awesome. Yes.
Yeah, I had helping people improve lives, which is a little bit like the older generations, or
Yeah.
for that matter. Health and wellness is important. Relationships, the environment
Yes.
is an important one. We like to go on the beach, pick up all the rubbish that's floating around,
Oh,
plastic
good.
and turtles. And again, modelling remotely, whenever remotely is a real passion of ours.
Yeah. Perfect. Anybody else? Alright, so who's ever gone to do a live video and then thought, oh, I don't have anything to talk about, I don't know what to talk about?
I don't believe
I find that hard to
I can talk all day long, but sometimes I sit there and go, if I don't, what do I talk about?
In that moment.
In that moment,
Yeah.
right. So now you have 5 topics you can talk about, and if we're going to do a live video each and every week, you now have 5 weeks of content, right?
Yep.
So if you could pick a day of the week and commit yourself to that day, doing 1 live video a week for the next 5 weeks, you're sorted almost until Christmas. So if you have a think about what day of the week in your life would make the most sense for you to take out half an hour every day to sit down and do a live video. I personally like Mondays and Fridays. I have lots of energy on those days. But I want you to pick a day right now and write it down on your piece of paper.
Kenny, you're saying once a week?
Once a week for now. More is good, but once a week's a good start.
How long should a video be? 15, to not go too long, not be too short? What's the
So I think between 5 and 15 minutes is
5 to 15 minutes?
What? I would just knock you off and go on something else.
so the most viewed videos on YouTube are 15 minutes long.
No way.
That's for somebody who's obviously engaged with that,
Who's got
so you
nothing
can
to
see
do.
some value in it.
I don't think I can listen to Clinton go on 15 minutes.
It was something that was useful to you. He was giving you something that was really going to solve a problem for you in your life. You've got to sit down and listen. And if it's entertaining, if he's like trying to jump off a cliff and hurt himself, you're right.
I've got more content now! This is gold.
So you can, and if it's shorter, it's shorter. But if you want to really provide someone some value, you need to spend a little bit of time. And 5 minutes isn't that long. Look, we do these talks on those Wednesday mornings, and 5 minutes goes like that. You haven't finished what you have to say yet. And the videos are about providing people either entertainment or value. And if it takes 10 minutes to provide the value, then let it take the 10 minutes. And the people that are going to resonate with you and that are going to work with you at the end of the day anyway are going to sit for that 10 minutes. Who cares about the rest of it? It's about finding those people that want to work with you. Yeah.
Is there any specific time of the day that is better than any other time of the day
It
to do it?
really depends on your audience. So my audience is business owners, and they spend a lot of time on the day on Facebook, don't they? So I can do it during the day. But if your audience is at work all during the day, then it might be better to do it outside of work hours at lunchtime. I know the weekends, if I'm going to do a weekend one, I have to do Saturday morning or Sunday night, anything between people aren't there. So test and trial different things, and that's the whole thing about all of marketing is you test and try and work out what works best for you and take notice of the data.
And I always wonder, where do you actually post it into? Like, is it your personal page, business page?
Business page. And if you've got a big following on your personal page, if that's where a lot of your clients' audience is, just share it across. But you really do want to build that engagement on your business page. Yeah. All right, cool. So I guess the next thing is the next steps. You've done these live videos, but if you've only got 8 people following you on your Facebook page, then probably no one's actually going to be watching. That could be a real thing. So we do need to get that out to our audience first. So this is when the advertising process comes into play. And it's about first doing brand awareness. So it takes what I thought was 4 to 7 times, and I've heard the data is now up to 11 times of touch points before someone's willing to buy from you. So you need to get in front of this target audience between 4 and 11 times before you even bother asking them to buy from you or to book from you or all these types of things. So our initial campaign is brand awareness. We want to grab these ads, and to be honest, it doesn't necessarily have to always be live videos. Articles are really good for this, and also free downloads, so little ebooks or PDFs or something that gives them lots of value and helps them, without them having to pay you yet. It gives them some value of you. And you want to look at who is your target audience. Where are they geographically? How old are they? Are they male or female? What are they interested in? What is their job title? Get really clear on that and get what you think is that right audience first. And start targeting them with these ads. And in the back end of the Facebook Business Manager, it shows you how many times it's being shown. So you can see the frequency that they're seeing. And you might do a different one each week. So this week we're going to send the audience this ad. And then the next week we're going to send them this ad. And then the next week, so they've seen a few different live videos, they've seen an article, they've had a free download. Now they've got a relationship with you online. They know who you are, they like who you are, they can see you've got the expertise to solve some of their problems. Some of these live videos might be sitting down with one of your clients and talking about how you solved their problem, and they get to have it. I'm doing that with a client this morning actually, going to go see her after her business has just gone ballistic from the work that we've been doing. So I'm going to use that as part of my, hey guys, look, here's some value, this is what she's done, and here's how it can help you. And once you've started to hit that, you can sort of see you hit that 4 to 7 times, then it's time to start getting people to book and buy and the rest of the take action stuff. But you don't want to target just that broad audience anymore. What you want to do now is, as you were saying before, Linda, is the retargeting. So you want to get the people that have engaged with that content. And you can do it in the back end. You can go, all right, I want anyone that's engaged with my ads in the last 60 days. And I want to target them. And I want them to book something. And this is where you need to have a really awesome landing page where they can book in automatically. Maybe it's the Facebook bookings, maybe it's a website booking. If it's a product, it's going to the right product page, and you want to be very, very specific about it. So if you have your vest, the ad's about a very specific vest, and it's going to that vest page. If it's a service, any service stuff, it's free consultations, and in that free consultation, you want to provide as much value as you possibly can. So if any of you book in a free consultation with me, you don't just get an hour with me selling you my stuff. You get a report that has what potential results you could get if you did this much on Facebook and this much on Google, and let's do an analysis of your website. So even though you might not buy anything from me, you've gotten so much value out of that hour with me that you're going to tell all your friends anyway, and eventually you're going to come back when the time is right. So that last one's still got to provide value when you're getting people to take some action. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
Is there any questions? All right.
Sorry, just getting that. What do you need for the actual Facebook Live? Apart from your phone and a stand, anything else? Is that it? Yeah. So just And you need to be relatively close to your phone for the volume to come through.
So you can get different little tools and stuff like that. So I have a big LED light, a worker's light in my office because the lighting's not very good at different times of the day. So that goes, you can get little circle lights that attach to your phone. If you're outside, you can get little attachments, little microphone attachments with little fairy things on them, and that stops the wind noise. I've done quite a few with wind, people get really annoyed about it, so if you're running, you get the little, so it depends on what you're trying to do with it, but you want to make sure that the sound's okay if you're outside. The phone's good enough to pick up sound in the room no matter what.
And it needs to be pertinent to your brand. Like you were saying, you started a craft for the bikes.
Yes.
Well, that's savage marketing, isn't it? It's just her brand. So you need to look at something like this that fits what your image is and your brand.
Yeah, and I think it's totally okay to not be picture perfect in our suits and looking like our business sells all the time, because it's social media. It's not normal media. It's not a TV ad. It's not a brochure. It's social. So they want to see who you are as a human. We're now doing human interaction stuff. We're not doing, perfectly created ads. Any other questions?
I've heard that having the captions, thank you, is better because a lot of people are watching it on the phone or whatever and they want it.
So what you
But with live you can't do that, can you?
You can't do that, and I assume it'll come in at some point.
Yes.
But what you can do is download that video from Facebook, send it to a website company called rev.com. They will charge you $1 per minute of video, and they'll send you back a file that has all the captions in it with a 99% accuracy rate.
Oh, wow.
And then you can re-upload that back into Facebook or YouTube or Vimeo or whatever you want, and you can repurpose that content with the captions.
Rev.com.
Rev.com, R-E-V.com. Any other questions?
An area that I've tried to explore and have challenges with is Instagram.
Yes.
So I know Instagram and Facebook are sort of linked because a lot of the Instagram stuff comes up on my
Because Facebook owns it.
Yeah. So what are your recommendations around Facebook, Instagram? I know it depends upon your audience as well.
It does definitely depend upon the audience. So if you're a product business, you must be on Instagram all the time because it's about showcasing images and stuff like that. For myself, you're a service-based business, so I just get the same images that I post on Facebook. I start on Instagram and I post it directly to Facebook, so there's something being posted there. And I do a lot of just images of what I'm doing during the day. Like I'll post something on Instagram about this morning, so people can see me actively, in the community doing stuff, doing talks. Here's me with my client. Here's me at this event. So they want to see you, and then all the little quotes and stuff like that. And you can do the live Instagram videos as well. They're just a little bit shorter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Shorter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you advertise in advance that you're going to do the live video?
I don't, but you definitely can. And the time when I would do that is you might have a Q&A type live video. So you might go, all right, so Friday at 3 o'clock, I'm doing a half an hour live video, and you can all jump on and ask questions, and I'm going to provide you with as much value as I can, and I'll advertise that one that's going to be at that time. That's an awesome thing to do. It gets people all there communicating with you at the same time.
So just on that,
Yeah.
if you're getting questions,
Yes.
obviously if you're interviewing somebody, you're not going to be able to answer the questions at the time, so you can go back to them, or do you have somebody else that's there?
No. So like you mean when they're,
Like if people are top, like if
you
you're
can
using
see
your
it.
phone.
You can see it.
Okay.
You can see the questions come up. Yeah. Do you want to practice?
No. No, I don't want to practice. Maybe soon.
Maybe today? Maybe today?
Why not?
Exactly. Okay,
Sorry, I'm just asking, but the only way they can ask questions by typing,
Correct.
you can't just put it back.
no, so they will type to you, you'll see it come up, so everyone else is watching it, and then you can verbalise it back.
And you say, so look, hey, great question, Quentin,
Yes.
about jumping off a cliff, blah, blah, blah.
Yes, exactly.
How then are you jumping off a cliff?
And that's what's so cool about it. It becomes interactive and people build that relationship with you because they can talk to you.
Yeah.
And it's exciting for them. If you're someone that they go, I really want to work with this person, and they just get to jump onto their phone and talk to you right then and there and answer the questions, how amazing.
Yeah.
Any other questions? All right, cool. So I suppose the last thing I wanted to say, guys, was from the technical side of it, because that's all really well and good. Here's, this is what you need to do, but there's a lot of technical back end, how to use a business manager and all that type of thing. So one of the services that I provide is a marketing coaching and training program where I actually sit down with you and teach you, while I hold your hand and you're doing it for your own business, exactly how to do all of these things. Using the back end of Business Manager, how to create the audiences, how to set the ads, budgets, and that goes along for managing your own website and Google ads and email marketing, all that stuff as well. So if that's something that you think you might need help with, come and have a chat to me after. Otherwise, on the pieces of paper that you have, there is my website, and the website does have the booking form like I talked about before, and you can book your own time, and I'm happy to sit down with you for that hour and give you some insight into what you might be able to do for your business as well.
Sorry, one last question. Can you overdo it? Like, is it better to just do one a week than
No,
every day?
I think every day is totally fine. I wouldn't advertise every single one. I'll pick Gem and use that as your branding ads. But there's no harm in doing it every day at all. I've actually heard stats that are saying by the mid next year, if you're not producing 50 videos a month total, like YouTube Live, all these different things, you can say goodbye to your business in a year's time.
Oh,
Wow. So it's all video, so you might as well get good at it now, right? Yeah.
thank you.
I didn't get the marketing, where's the flyer? No, somebody took mine. Bruce.
Well, we thought you were going to jump off the cliff.
I won't give
You
you
wouldn't
the
need it. Can you video it on the way down?
right?
But leave your phone on.
Thank you.
If you need business cards as well, there's some up here. If you want to call or